Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Priyanka's Learn It Well. My name is Priyanka Nair and I welcome you all to yet another episode from the elements of statistics in data science. In the previous episode, we saw on the data manipulation methods, starting with the filtering method in R programming, and we saw that there is a packet swirl which allows you that you can leverage to learn R programming within R. So moving on the same lines of R programming, in this episode I would be taking up the recoding of the categorical and the classical variables. We have already talked about the types of data in the season 1, but I'll be just talking about a brief about the variables. So let's start with the episode, and before I start, if you're liking my content, do like, share, and if you're new to my channel, do subscribe. So let's start with today's episode.
So today's episode is based on the recoding of the variables. So in the previous episode, as we saw, the data manipulation method of filtering employed with our programming. So moving on the same lines of data manipulation, recoding variables is a very popular method and a very commonly used methods for data manipulation. So let's see what recoding of variables is. So in this particular session, I'll be covering the recoding of the categorical variables, the continuous variables, and we'll see a little insight into the sorting of data. So that's the lookup menu, the knowledge menu for this session. Previous season or in the previous episodes, we have already discussed, we have discussed a lot on what are the types of data that we use in the data science. So the two major categories are the categorical and the numerical data. And the categorical variables, as the name suggests, it is representing the categories like female or location, and it is representing the characteristics of the data points that we have in our data set. And talking about the numerical variables, they are the variables that cannot be counted, but rather they can be measured. So categorical variables can be counted. We can always say how many number of males and females we have, but we cannot say how many height of a person. So that is measured in terms of units. So we'll see that how a categorical variable can be recoded into a continuous variable, or a continuous variable can be recoded into a categorical variable. So when we are starting with recoding, we need to know what recoding is. So as I've already given you a glimpse that the name itself says that we are recoding something. So so we need to recode the data when we are doing a data analysis, because we are dealing with plenty of data, and we never get the data in the exact manner that we are expecting it to be. So we require to make some changes or modification manipulations to the data, and recoding is one of the methods for the same. So for understanding the concept and to have a hands-on with the concept of the recoding, we'll be again working with the R coding, and let's enter the programming zone. So before starting the programming as such, I just want to discuss about the data set that I'll be using. So in the previous episode, I used the car data set, the US car data set that I had taken from the Kaggle website. But I'm not taking the same data set, because for this particular session I need to work on some categorical data like gender. So I have taken a different data set that is of Titanic. That is again I have taken from Kaggle. So in this particular data set, you can see that there are passengers. There's a variable that is survived, and there is the names, the gender, the age. So these are all the variables related to the Titanic data set. So this is just a sample record that I put on the slide. So we'll see the elaborate details of the data set when we start working with the data set. So first I'll be importing my data set. So if you remember in the previous sessions, we have already seen how to import. So DF is my data frame in which I am importing my data set, that is titanic.csv. So CSV is the file format that I would be importing, and the read.csv is the function for importing your file. And this is the path that I have given where my file is stored. And view is a function that lets us view our data set. So let's run the command and see what is the result. So with this step, I'm importing the data. So if I select and run, so you can see that it is working perfectly fine. And you can see that I have 891 observations and 12 variables. So as soon as I'm importing, it is giving the details of the data frame, that is 891 observations, 891 records, and we have 12 variables. So we'll start with the recoding of our categorical variables. So what we are doing is we are assigning values to our categorical variable, and here I'll be considering the gender as my categorical variable on which I am applying the recoding. Since gender is a very a comprehensive variable that everyone can understand. So recording of categorical recoding of the categorical variable. I would be inserting one more column. So I'll keep my gender column intact. So you can see here that I have a gender column here, and I would be keeping this gender column. Along with this column, I am including one more column that is having a recoded value. So what I'll do is, so here I'll mention that I'm putting the value of male as 1 and female as 2. So so here the values do not have any quantitative significance, in the sense it does not make any prioritized comprehension. So what I'm doing is, for the categorical variable gender, I am assigning the values as 1 and 2 to my gender values, that is male and female. Now let's start with the recoding of the variable, and the variable that I'm choosing is gender. So let's see how we are taking the recoded values into a new column. So what I'm going to do is df dollar gender2 and df dollar gender equal to male, then I would be having the value assigned as 1. So let's understand this statement. What this statement says is that I would be including one more column, that is gender 2, that would be assigned with the value as 1 when the value of gender, if the value of gender from the data frame is having the value male. So this is a comparison operator. So you need to be careful with the comparison and the equal and the assignment operator. So let's code it for the female as well, since we want the value of the recoded value of female as 2. So here I have put in the code. So this is exactly the same code with the value changed as female, and I'm recoding the value as 2. So let's run this code. So when I run this code, this is working well. So let's see if I'm getting the column gender 2. So this is the gender column that I'm having, and And this is the new, yes, I'm getting the gender too here. And you can see that, the male has been assigned the recoded value as 1, and female has been assigned the value as 2. So we have successfully, recoded the categorical variables with the values as 1 and 2, since we had two values of male and female. So let's move ahead. So now let's see another method for recoding the variable. So here I'm using a plier package. So plier is a package that is having the tools for data manipulation. So let's see how I'm going to use the plier package. So we have already seen how to install the packages. R is really rich in packages, data manipulation packages. And so here I'll be writing the code as install.packages, and the name of the package is plier. And either you can say library plier, or you can write the code as require plier to use the package. So let's run this. So once I have installed my plier package, so in the same manner that I have recoded the variables here with the value 1 and 2, I need to recode it in the same manner but using an alternate method. So you can see here that plier package is a tool for splitting, applying, and combining data. So a perfect package for data manipulation, and we would be using a revalue function. So revalue is the function that we would be using from this package. So it says that if x is a factor, then the named levels of the factor will be replaced with the new ones. So it is very important to note here that the categorical variables in R is also known as a factor. So you can see here that I have put in the code here. So df $gender3, that means I am creating another column along with, so I already have a gender that was with my traditional data set. Apart from that, I had created a gender 2 using the bracket method with base R. And this is the second method that I'm using to create another column that is gender 3, that would be having the recoded values but with a different method that is known as revalue. So for having this method, so we'll be assigning this with the function that is revalue, and in this revalue function we'll be passing the data set in the data frame from which I'll be taking up the variable as gender, and then I would be using the concatenate function that is having the values as assigned as 1 for male and 2 for female. So this is a syntax for applying the recoding with the revalue. According to this code, I should be having another column named as gender 3. Yes, I'm having with the recoded values. It will be having the same values as gender 2, just that we have used an alternate method to do the same. So that is how we recode the categorical variables. Now let's recode the continuous variable. So, when we are recoding the continuous variable, it is having the same methodology that we followed for recoding the categorical variable. So let's see what we'll be doing in this continuous variable. So first I'll just go through this data set. So here for applying the recoding, I'm choosing the column as age. So for this age, you can see that it is a numerical value. It is a continuous value, so this cannot be counted. So it has to be a quantitative measure. So but here I want my age to be grouped into two categories. That is, anyone having the age less than 25 should be labeled as young, and anyone who is having the age above 25 should be categorized as adult. So, for example, so if I talk about this age, so for Braun Mr. Owen, the age should be categorized as young, and for the female Miss John Bradley, the age is 38, so it should be labeled as adult. So let's see how we can do that. So what we are doing is we are recoding the continuous variable. We'll follow the same methodology. So df is our data frame, and what I want is I want to have the name of, so along with the age that is already there in my data set, I want another column with the name group age that should reflect the labels to my numerical variables. So this is the name of my new column in which I would be reflecting the recoded values. And then in the same manner, I would be choosing, so df dollars. So I would apply the recoding over age, and the condition being that if the age is greater than 25, then the value, the label should reflect as young. And similarly, if the age is greater than, so here I'll just put, sorry, less than. So here, if the age is less than 25, the label should be young, and if it is greater than or equal to 25, it should be adult. So let's see if we are able to see the changes with my data set or not. So yes, this is running fine, and let's see. So I have this age here, and let me see. So yes, I'm having the group age, wherein I'm getting the value as young, since we saw that the value was 22. Less than 25, it is absolutely correctly labeled. So that is how. So till now we have seen that we can record the categorical variable. We are assigning the values using the base r method and the plier package method. And for the recoding of the continuous variable also, we have seen that we can apply, we can assign the values of the labels with the base r method. So apart from this, I'll be taking one a very small topic, that is sorting of the data. So let's see how we can sort the data in R. So the next topic is the sorting of data. So we all know what you mean, what is meant by sorting of data, that we can always sort the data from from the larger to smaller, or smaller to larger, that is ascending or the descending order. So with sorting of data, we are basically looking for the order in a data, that could be ascending or that could be descending. So for application of this particular method of sorting, I would be taking up, so we have already seen gender and age. So now I would be taking up the fair. So I want to arrange the fair in ascending as well as descending order. So let's see how we can have an order with the fair. So here you can see that it is 7.2, and here it is 71.2, and again that is 7.9. So I want a certain kind of order with my data set. So let's see how ordering is done. So I am applying, I want to reflect the ordering to my same data frame df, and what I'm doing is I want to have, for the existing data frame, I want to apply the order on what, that is df dollar. So now I'm applying the ordering on fair, and I want to see all the rows of my like the data set. So all the columns of my data set. So we have already seen the significance of this comma in the filtering method while we were doing the filtering method. So let's see if this yes, so it is working fine. So here you can see that my code is working fine of ordering. And let me view my data set, that is df, and when I run this code, I can view my data. So I had applied my ordering on the fair. So you can see that, all the null values are being, not null, the zero values are being shown. And you can see that it is perfectly, ordered in the ascending. We have seen the ascending order. We can easily put up the descending order by just putting a minus sign over the field on which we want to apply the sorting. So when I run this code, you can always see the sorted data. So I need to find the application of sorting on fair. Yes. So I'm getting the largest value on top, and if you come to the bottom, you can see all the zero values at the bottom. We are not here. Yes. So we can see the order here. So that is how we can sort the data. Now, for example, I need to sort two data. So it is the same process as the above. So what I'll do is, so let's say I want to sort age as well as fair. So I want the sorting to be applied on two fields now, and those fields are age as well as fair. So let me see how we can do that. The syntax remains the same. So what I have done here is I want to sort the data in terms of two variables, age and fair. Order is there, and I have just separated the other variable with a comma, and let me see if I'm able to sort the data in the same manner. So yes, I'm able to see the data. So you can see that I want the age. You can see that this is a minimum and fair is again 0. So I have applied two conditions here. Now suppose I want one of the data to be in descending and the other to be in ascending. So I can just replace. So suppose I want the age in descending order and fair in ascending order. So I'll put up the condition. And when I run the code, I can see the difference. You can see that the maximum age is 49, and here you can see the fair has a 0 value. That is the minimum value. So we have sorted the data in the ascending as well as descending order. So to recapitulate on today's session, I have taught on recoding of the categorical variables using the base R as well as the flyer package. We have seen the recoding of the continuous data using the base R, and we have seen the sorting of data, the ascending order and descending order for one variable as well as two variables. So in the upcoming episode, we'll be looking onto the descriptive statistics.
That is all from today's episode. Stay tuned for all new episode on Wednesdays and Sundays. However, I might be delayed in the Wednesdays episode, so either on Wednesday or Thursday for sure you'll be having my episode. Thank you so much for all the support, and keep supporting my channel. See you next time. Stay safe and stay happy. Thank you.